Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this, your Sagittarius January 2024 reading and forecast. Hi, I'm Nigel Saint James, clairvoyant. Now, we have an interesting deck here with fantastic imagery in it. My daughter found it in a flea market and gave it to me. It was just wrapped up in string. There's no box, no papers to indicate what it was. But the imagery says a lot, and that is all that matters. If you do happen to know what it is, then just drop a note in the description box below. Now, of course, in the course of the last month, I've done a number of one-on-one clairvoyant readings for people from different parts of the world. I've also done a number of healings for people from different parts of the world as well. Now, details of both are in the description box below. Readings, clairvoyant readings, I charge for. Healings are free. The gift was bestowed upon me on the basis that I am to receive nothing in return for it. So it is provided for free without any obligation, and nothing will be sold or recommended to you. It is what it is, and you would understand that the healing comes through me and not from me. You get that. But now you also know that there are no video advertisements breaking their way into this content, and so you get to enjoy the experience of it direct. So we just need 5 cards, don't we? And did I say it's great to see the subscribers? Thank you for inviting me into your home. I really enjoy your company. You're like my extended family. Truly you are. It's great to see you. Now, show me the magic. Knight of Pentacles. That came out there. 10 of Cups. This is 8 of Wands. A lot of Sagittarius around that, I've got to say. I won't give it away. There's the Queen of Swords. And finally, here is the Prince of Wands. Well, why don't you come here with me, sit down next to me. You and I will have a good close look at the imagery on these cards together and let them speak while I do the reading for you. Now, there's a lot of esoteric imagery in basically all of these cards. Some of it I'll point out. A lot of it I won't, because we won't have time. But let's have a look first at this Prince of Wands here for you. Now, I must say up front that I think Leo is going to be important to you, as is Cancer. The Prince here, he really opens the veil between divine inspiration of spirit and the physical world of manifestation. He holds this magic wand of creativity. Now, this sunflower wand brings light, joy, and healing to you. The rainbow that you can see traveling through there in those different colors, this represents and bridges the two worlds of spirit and matter, blending them and creating all kinds of magical creations. The rainbow actually symbolizes the link between heaven and earth. Now, these butterflies that you can see flitting around in the rainbow, they talk about transformation. And the sunflowers, particularly this one here, symbolizes happiness and love for you. And you see all these stars which are traveling around here? They hold ancient memory. Now, his outfit here, or armor, whatever it might be, represents the life force that is alive and expanding within you. You, this month, are a child of the sun, of spirit and light. And this magical lion symbolizes your life force, your personal power, your inner strength. Now, the lion represents fire, spirit, and the energy of the sun as well. The lion is yang, or masculine, conscious energy of action and manifesting on a spiritual level. Now, when the masculine lion energy aligns with the divine feminine energies of this unicorn that's there, then the magic of creation begins. The white unicorn and the lion, together they symbolize the union of the feminine and the masculine. This is a time when you are going to be fast, swift, and have a lot of energy and be strong. You might be quite impulsive. There could be a tendency to want to become violent, either in speech, probably in speech. I don't imagine you would be physically violent, because you are going to be just and noble as well, and generous with a good sense of humor. Now, there's a blossoming love around here, an intuitive creativity, the sense of coming out of the darkness and into life. This energy here personifies the mastery of intuitive creativity. All your senses are geared towards being used for creative purposes. You'll trust your intuition, and you'll surprise others with your original ideas and solutions. Nothing is going to stop or limit this creative flow. This blazing energy here is going to keep you in motion. I can see that you will be standing for honesty and integrity, and you'll have a strong sense of morality. I do think that this represents a turning point for you, when, maybe if things haven't been going all that well, this is a turning point. Things are going to start to get better. You must use the energy and enthusiasm of this prince to move on now with certainty and with the confidence that he has. And he's reminding you to re-engage in life and to be ready to tackle any challenges that come your way, because you'll get over them. Now, this also tells you, I think, to have a lust for life. Just really enjoy everything that life has to offer. And of course, you'll do it with your usual sense of humor, because now is the time that you have all that you need. So don't let yourself be contained. Don't let yourself be slowed down. Life, you see, is prepared to receive you. Trust your boundless creative potential. Now ask yourself this question. What challenges are present now in your life? Spread your arms out wide and breathe deeply into your heart and say this to yourself: I love life, and life loves me. Now, I feel drawn to go to the opposite side of this diagonal and look at another court card. Actually, you've got 3 court cards here. That's interesting, isn't it? Is there only 3? Yeah, well, 3 is a lot. And this is the Knight of Pentacles. Now, I'm not going to go into the mystical imagery that's here. The main reason being is that, you see, there's a ruby, and there's all these different gemstones, and they all mean different things, and these spirals and these feathers and things. It would just take us half an hour to go through the mystical imagery in the card. Suffice it to say that this is a person who is, I think, probably, it wouldn't surprise me if it's a Taurus or an Aries, but they are going to be important to you in any event during this time. And this is someone, I think, who you will know. I don't know that it's you, but you may take on some of the qualities that are coming up here, because this energy is coming up. And again, I'm getting this energetic nature here, a capable manager. You will be that. But this person could sometimes, maybe in your mind, just be a bit dull. And this is someone who I think is skeptical of spirituality. Now, they are slow to anger, but look out if they have become enraged. Do you know, they have a great energy that they can bring to bear on practical matters, like cooking or gardening or practical craft, that type of thing, craft and carpentry or fiddling around with tools and what have you. And in that respect, they're very enduring and steadfast, and they can actually be very ingenious and thoughtful, cautious, but nevertheless trustworthy. And they can actually find new uses for things that you would never have thought of. This is somebody who can actually adapt to circumstances and turn them to their advantage with a slow, steady, well thought out plan. But sometimes it's got to be said, with respect to this person, that I think that they can sometimes come off as being entirely lacking in emotions and make no effort to understand ideas which are new or which actually conflict with their own view of the world. They're very set in their ways. And they can be inclined to be resentful of the more spiritual type of people. But you, I think, will have a great mastery of structure at this time, design. This can extend to fashion, clothing, hair, makeup. It can extend to beautifying things around your environment. It can extend to organizing business processes, quality processes, business workflow purposes. This is someone who is very focused and hardworking and competent. But as I say, can sometimes, to you anyway, come off as being a bit dull. Nevertheless, what I am getting here, and this does apply to you, is that I do think that you will probably be putting a lot of effort into practical things at the moment. You know, sorting them out. And that can include things like cooking, as I say. But this person, as I say, can sometimes appear a bit insensitive and dull, lacking in emotional warmth. I do think, though, for you, though, that this is a time in your life when you are going to be very goal-oriented and want to sort out the material side of your life and sort out things to do with your health, your work, relationships, those things which are tangible to you. Because this is actually, for you, a really good time to take action, because if you do so, important experiences are going to result. Now, what activities do you enjoy? What activities would help you towards self-realization? And say this to yourself: I am finding the activities that fulfill and satisfy me. Now, where shall we go? Well, we were talking about court cards, so why don't we do this court card here? This is the last court card. Hey there, dollface. How you going? Now, let's have a look. Here's the Queen of Thrones. Well, let's look at the imagery first up. Well, she looks to me like, now first of all, Queen, so it's water, swords, that's air. And actually the combination of air and water provide, of course, the rainbow, which we discussed before in that first card that we looked at. Now, she looks like she's sitting on a swan throne, this queen, and that symbolizes purity, grace, and beauty that's there. Now, this starry crown that she has, it's shooting up rays up into the heaven, divine energy, receiving heavenly truth and inspiration. Now, the Queen's sword is the sacred unicorn. See, that's raised its head again. The unicorn, that's the unicorns. We saw it there. Well, when I say there, look at that unicorn, that thing, and look at her sword. They are the same thing, aren't they? It just strikes me as there. I just noticed that. And that unicorn sword that she has is the horn of truth that brings peace, purity, and balance to your mind and heart. Now, I'm not going to go on with crystals, as I said, but I do notice that she's got a quartz crystal that's in her hand, which is about communication and memory. Now, her dress is decorated with a large white butterfly by the looks of it, and why not? And that's about the memory of your true purpose and destination that lies in her and in your heart, and the transformation and healing that happens when the mind allows it to unfold without judgment. Now, this yellow colour of this rather fulsome skirt that she has there, that symbolises the intellect. And if anybody has an intellect, it's you. And all these other rainbow-coloured butterflies that are flitting around there, they represent all the beautiful possibilities that lie in the heart, waiting to be manifested. And you might say, what is this big thing in the middle here? It's like a mandala with the eagle in the front of it. Well, I think it symbolizes the vision that can be explored from the expanded heights of spirit and the freedom to follow your heart. Now, Libra and Virgo is what I'm getting around here, I've got to say. A lot of people coming into your life in different areas. Now, her association, of course, with this energy of Libra, which is jumping up at me like this, that is talking about fairness and clear decisions. In fact, it's asking you to make a clear decision now based on fact and fairness, which is similar to the Queen herself. I think you're going to be very graceful, very perceptive, a keen observer. I think you'll be very individualistic, but confident and gracious. You're going to be cutting through old masks and roles. You will be very rational, quite intellectual, I think, logical and objective. Now, this is saying to me that there's something coming up here where you need to use your intellect to make an unbiased decision about a situation. Now, compassion, empathy, waiting and hesitating, they may distract you. So you must go with your head and not your heart. It is not going to be a time to hold back or to beat around the bush with respect to this situation. Rather, it is going to be a time to decide and to act. And I think you will be doing some cutting through of old masks. Some you'll continue to wear. But I think what's going through here is that you have great forward motion going on here if you do those things and use that fine intellect of you. Do you know, I think that you're in the process at this period of separating yourself more and more from old roles and behavior patterns. Now, this may bring painful experiences with it, but don't worry, because it's going to be worth it. The clarity that you are going to gain frees you. Now, you might ask yourself this: which are the roles you most easily and most often hide behind? Are you ready to drop them? Imagine yourself in your different roles. Some of them, as I say, you will continue to play, but now you can do it with more awareness, and you play them until you no longer identify yourself with them. Say this to yourself, because it's very important for you at this time of year, that my only duty in life is to remain true to myself. Now let's make our way up that diagonal, and what is in the middle here? Well, it's Mercury in Sagittarius. I'll get to that in just a second. Let me look at this in here first. Well, what's going on here? This looks like some sort of a mandala, doesn't it? You know those things that the Tibetan Buddhists, like a pattern or a image that they focus their minds on when they do meditation or prayer and things like that, and good luck to them for that. But it's like a mandala of cosmic energy with the heart that's at the center. Now, this is what's important. There are 4 big bolts of lightning coming in here. This is the pure cosmic energy infusing your heart with divine truth, divine inspiration, divine protection, and divine light. The spiritual energy is flowing into your heart and your soul, of course, where all at once the eureka moments seem to occur. Now, what the heart does is it returns this love and this grace back out, both to the divine and back out into the material universe and the world. It shoots out pure thought, and thought which turns into action. And that's represented by those 8 shooting stars which originate from your heart chakra. Now, the 7 colors that we see here, of course, they are the colors of the chakras, and they're on that mandala. And this violet sort of color that's going on around here, this sort of bluey violet color, that talks about the crown chakra, through which you obtain enlightenment. Now, Mercury in Sagittarius, and it is the first decan of Sagittarius, the 23rd of November to the 2nd of December. Actually, interestingly, I'm just looking at this number 8 here as well, and in this position, I have a mystical association here in the number 8 with Mercury as well, so there is a double dose of Mercury. And Mercury is your ability to think, to express, to analyze, and to communicate. Now, Mercury is the planet of communication. And of course you, Sagittarius, you have the swiftness of the arrow. But this combination, particularly with this double intellect bursting away in there, it's going to produce a restless intellect with you. I'll also say numerologically here, because it is important for you at this time. Now, this is a time when you'll have with you power, balance, harmony, practicality, skill, and in particular, decision. Now, that is not surprising, because we saw decision coming from there as well. This is a time where you'll be making clear, direct, swift communications, which will overcome misunderstandings. You're going to overcome any obstacles in way. You're going to be unstoppable. You're going to be moving fast. Blockages are going to be removed. Opportunities are going to arrive quickly. And a manifestation of results as intellect. You're going to be very busy. This is a very high energy card. You can see with all this, almost like lightning coming in here, it's a very short, sharp burst, almost like electricity. It's in a suit of wands, which is fire, but here I see it as being like electricity, which is coming into here. Now, this is an energy where you will overcome any hindrances which stand in your way. Now, if you state your own standpoint openly, directly, and clearly, these hindrances are going to be transformed. Misunderstandings are going to give way to clarity. I think you have found, or about to find, your own inner center, and you will present your position with emphasis and openness. That's what's coming here with this stars pouring out there. Now, I think that there could well be a problem which might have appeared to be just insurmountable until now, because you get that eureka escapade that I spoke of, and that problem will now fade meaninglessly into the background because of your clarity. And if you overcome any tendency to hesitate, this was also saying don't hesitate now, and you're prepared to call disturbing influences by name, that is, to really identify them, then you will rob them of their power to restrict and hinder you. Do you know that the precise identification of a problem is about 98% of its solution? I think you're going to complete projects very quickly. But with this energy that you have, I'd counsel you to make sure that you determine where you are going to direct your energy. Concentrate the energy. Don't spread it out. Concentrate it into a narrow point so you bring the full force behind it. I think that the moment has come for you to define where you stand. Now, if you are open and remain centered, do you know what misunderstandings are going to be cleared away? Now, is there anybody to whom you do not dare to openly state where you stand? Use this opportunity to open yourself up more to those people who actually do mean something to you. Talk to them. Let them know they are appreciated. Because this is what you should be thinking at this time, and it will work for you. My openness and self-confidence, it opens the hearts of those I love. And then that takes us finally, I think it does it not, it does, yes. Look, forgive me, but this is another one of those cards which I can see so much mystical imagery, or take from it so much mystical lessons from it, that it would take us half an hour to go through it. So let us just take this as given, that this is a scene. It's in a suit of cups, which is very much about emotions, but this is a scene which has the divine providence here. It has wisdom. It has nature. It has all the aspects of nature, love, and the divine together, coming together in happiness. And of course, the lesbian and gay community can make the necessary adjustment as to the people that are there. But the scene is one of complete satisfaction and happiness. And the reason for that is it's because Mars is in Pisces, the third decan of Pisces. Now, you might think that Mars coming into peaceful, spiritual Pisces is a problem. Well, it's in the third decan of Pisces, the 9th and 19th of March. And did you know that Mars coming into the third decan of Pisces is really useful, because that's the last point of the zodiac before the commencement of 0 degrees Aries, which is the first sign of the zodiac. So it provides the energy to push the zodiac forward. But there's satisfaction here, fulfillment radiating out of it, love, relationship, new levels of emotional experiences that you didn't know you could or could even get here. Let things develop by themselves, because everything comes to you at the right moment, doesn't it? And what you should also know is that you have fulfillment here. And remember that life gives you, of all people, everything you need to be happy. What a great set of cards for you. Well done, you. Gee, I said that was an interesting deck, didn't I? And what a fantastic set of imagery it was. What a good month it's going to be for you, I think, and don't you deserve it? Truly you do. Fantastic. Well, unless I see you privately beforehand, then I look forward to seeing you again next month. And until then, remember one thing, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. And until then, it's bye for now.